Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 1015.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to explore, is silver getting ready to launch? Because there are a few signs that silver looks like it's ready to take off, and we'll talk about why and what those signs really are. But before I do that, I wanted to share with you something that occurred to me as I was looking at my newest book, 3 Steps to Quantum Wealth, The Wealth Heiress's Guide to Financial Freedom by Investing in Cryptocurrencies. I was looking at a part I had written last summer, and how perfectly apropos it is to what we're going through right now. And I really wanted to share it with you because, quite frankly, I was astounded. I astounded myself at my writing this back then, because I was writing through the summer, August. I finished the book around September. It published late November, and here we are in March. So here's what I wrote on page 61. What could really cause quicker adoption of cryptocurrency would be something like fiat currencies losing value. Understand that the US dollar has already lost 96% of its value since 1913. What I mean is 96% of its purchasing power is gone by inflation. That is why we see real estate at such exorbitant prices right now. It is because the value of the dollar has declined. Our purchasing power has declined that much, and it looks like houses have gained in value by a lot, but it is really our purchasing power that has been lost. What happens if our purchasing power loses even more? Many of our fruits and vegetables are imported, so a weak dollar means those are going to skyrocket in price. When you see the purchasing power of the dollar lose value, it is going to appear like massive inflation is occurring. With the balance sheet of the Federal Reserve expanding and then printing money like crazy, and the value of the dollar declining, people are going to wonder, where else can they store their money? Where can I put my money into, other than cash, that will be a store of value? For some time, that might be Bitcoin. For others, it might be gold or silver. And for others, other cryptocurrencies are interesting. Just know that any issue in the banking sector or with a weakening dollar might cause the fleeing of money into cryptocurrencies and digital assets. So that's what I wrote, and that's what really struck me, because inflation wasn't as bad last summer as what we're seeing right now, but boy, we sure are seeing those prices go up dramatically. One person I saw on social media said fresh organic strawberries were $22 for a pound of strawberries in the store. And I hate to say it, but I think it's only going to get worse. It's going to keep going for a while, and that's why people are going to be moving out of cash and into physical assets that are going to go up in value. Because again, as the dollar devalues against physical assets, it's going to look like collectibles, art, gold, silver, stocks, real estate are going up dramatically. But what's happening is the dollar is devaluing. So as we look at our mining stocks, I'm so proud at how they have performed this year. Thank goodness we have them in our portfolio. And I've been a fan for mining stocks for several years on the podcast, particularly GDX, GDXJ, and the junior silver miners, SILJ. But they are up sharply year to date. The commodity price of silver is up 10.07% year to date, but the mining stocks are outperforming the commodity dramatically, with junior gold mining stocks up 15.1% year to date, junior silver mining stocks up 17.15% year to date, and the large gold mining companies up 20.89% year to date. Now that's pretty common for the large gold mining companies to go up first, because what do the portfolio managers of mutual funds do? When they want to allocate some gold to their portfolio, they typically don't buy the commodity. That's typically not something that's approved in their investment policy. They have to be buying stocks. So they're first going to add the large quality gold mining companies to their portfolio, and that's GDX. So that doesn't surprise me that GDX is the best performer this year. Now later, as more people get into the mining stocks, then they get more and more speculative and they go to the smaller miners, and that's when the smaller miners really take off. But that comes later. And that's why it's also a good idea that you own both the junior miners and the large miners. So this is about the time horizon I have said I thought silver would start to take off around the April time horizon. And when we look at a chart of PSLV, which is the Sprott Silver Trust, based on the commodity price of silver, we see that the 50-day moving average is exactly ready to cross over the 200-day moving average. So that is giving a buy signal on the commodity. And if you can't get silver in your possession, I do like PSLV or the other Sprott silver and gold holding, which is One Gold, which is actually a combination of Sprott and Peter Schiff partnering together. But otherwise, I'm very skeptical of anyone holding your metals for you. It's preferable that you have silver in your possession, because I know a lot of people that aren't holding at those that I just mentioned, that are holding at other facilities, are going to find out maybe they don't have the silver there that they've been paying for. Unfortunately, that happens more than you know. So that's why if you don't have silver in your possession, you don't really know if you own your silver for the most part. Kind of like your crypto. If you don't have your crypto keys in your own wallet, you don't really own your crypto. So I strongly suggest that you have some silver in your possession. It's getting harder and harder to get, but at these bargain prices, this might be the last opportunity for you to really buy silver cheap. And I say that because as we get into this time when silver is about to take off, which will be helped by the fact that Russia is moving to a gold-backed ruble, essentially. They have said they are only going to take rubles, not dollars and not euros, for gas, and 40% of Europe's gas comes from Russia. So they're saying essentially you're going to have to pay in rubles, and they've already backed their ruble with gold. So they'll take gold, they'll take rubles. Most other countries don't have rubles, so they'll pay in gold. That means demand for gold is going to go up, and demand for silver usually keeps in a ratio to gold, so that's going to increase silver demand as well. And back in 2020, the rules were changed in the commodity markets so that silver can actually go up, as a commodity price can actually go up about 10% per day before the circuit breakers come in and shut it down. So we may see these limit up days of 10% moves of silver on an ongoing basis. That's kind of how I think this is going to play out. So what I want to really caution you about is staying away from a certain ETF with the symbol SLV. SLV is a paper contract. It is not physical silver. You cannot get silver for SLV unless I believe you have $10 million worth of it. So some hedge funds might own it, but they can get it converted into silver. You can't without $10 million in it. So if you own SLV, I strongly recommend you do more research on that and consider not having that in your portfolio, and making sure you have something that either is storing physical silver for you, like the ones I mentioned earlier, or better yet, getting silver in your own possession. Now, I did tweet about a podcast by a hedge fund manager who was saying that as Russia moves to the gold-backed ruble, he believed that the commodities contracts will be detached from the commodity. In other words, right now they're using paper contracts to trade silver, but if they detach them, you're going to have the physical silver in order to be able to trade it. You won't be able to use paper contracts anymore. And that's exactly what they've been using to suppress the price of silver, are paper contracts in place of having to own the physical silver. and you're going to have the physical silver in order to deliver it at the end of the contract, rather than just being able to roll over to the next month's contract. So it means that more physical silver is going to be needed, and these paper contracts that have been used to short silver, suppress the price, the banks have been using it for years to suppress the price of silver, that could be going out the window soon. So if those two detach, traders are going to have to actually have physical silver, and many of them don't, and that again is going to cause the price of silver to rise, in my opinion. So this could be the last chance to get on the silver train, get physical silver in your possession. It's going to be a very interesting show all through the summer. The time is running out, and it's about to get very, very interesting as silver prices start to launch. If you haven't yet subscribed to Be Wealthy and Smart, hit the subscribe button, and you'll be notified as soon as new podcasts are available so you never miss one of them. And all of my podcasts are available on my website at lindapjones.com/podcasts. There's a search box there. You can enter in any topics and keywords that you're interested in, as well as my podcast playlist on my website. Check that out. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.